This is the review side, the Mongol Dragon. Make sure to hit that like button, the subscribe button, follow me on Twitter, TanTagers01, and hit that bell notification button. I get it. I finally get it. Why? There were people that made the Joaquin Phoenix Heath Ledger comparison. By the way, there's nothing more refreshing than a warm cup of coffee in a cold weather with light cream and sugar. There's almost nothing as refreshing. Even if it is your house, it's better than the outside because then you feel the fresh air against your face. You can feel the air warming up against your face as the coffee sort of provides internal heating to your body. And there's almost nothing more energizing than that. Just to digress a little bit, I actually took part in a survey where I said I respect coffee. It's not I don't like coffee, I respect coffee. Anyways, The Dark Knight. I finally get it. Listen, my first exposure of Christian Bale was in Terminator Salvation. And I did not like him that much in Terminator Salvation. I thought he was a bit over the top at times. I thought he was alright. However, once I saw Batman Begins, I was like, man, this guy can act. This guy is a good actor. Especially when it comes to Batman, he nailed it almost impeccably. There those say like, oh, Batman's too serious. Batman's supposed to be serious. In fact, the Batman universe is one that is supposed to be dark. It is supposed to be humorless, and it is supposed to be grim. Which is why it kind of surprised me. And this is one thing I noticed in the previous movie. You might not have noticed, but I noticed it. There are very few scenes in Batman Begins that are shot in the daytime without overcast conditions. Most of the scenes that are shot in the daytime are very, they're very depressing looking. Maybe it's the lighting effect. Maybe it's a post editing thing. Maybe they actually found a sequence of days to shoot all their footage under cloudy conditions, which is very good. It was a bit digressing from that. In this movie, you had a bit more scenes shot in the daytime where sunlight and long shadows were visible. But anyways, getting back to this movie. When you have a movie with Christian Bale as the Batman, I think Aaron Eckhart as Two-Face, Harvey Dunn, was it? Yeah, Two-Face, the district attorney, basically. Okay, the Jim Gordon's character, meh. Okay, as good as the acting was in the first movie, though, in the little time Heath Ledger had in this movie, the way in which his character stood out. In fact, his character had the biggest presence. This is one thing a lot of people are missing. His, like, when he was talking or when he was acting, he somehow towered, not overshadowed, towered over everyone around them. I finally get it. I finally get it why a good amount of people were skeptical about the Joker, along the lines of it's not as good as Heath Ledger. No, it's not as good as Heath Ledger. It is comparing apples to oranges. Okay. And the Joker was not the main focus of of the Dark Knight movie. The Dark Knight movie revolved around the Joker, Two-Face, and Batman. But the Joker 2019 movie, it focused around Joker. Yes, there are some canonical issues. At some points the script was kind of all over the place. But Joaquin Phoenix, listen, this man deserves an award. Okay, he deserves the Oscars. For the best actor, he deserves it because he took that role and made it his own. And listen, he through his acting, he carried that Joker movie. Yes, there were some pluses with with the editing and whatnot, and the music scores and whatnot. It was done very well, but the Joker carried that movie. The supporting people around Joaquin Phoenix were not good actors, or at least did not come off as good actors. In The Dark Knight, Heath Ledger was surrounded by other people who could carry a movie. You're surrounded by Aaron Eckhart. You're surrounded by, he had Christian Bale. Okay, and all these other people. And yet, in a movie where he was not the sole focus and the script was much better, he stood out. He stood out so much that he has become the benchmark for villains. Yes, a guy from a comic book became the benchmark for villains. Okay. Also, I loved how he could snap into from a calm demeanor to a very sadistic one. Okay, like especially through his voice. And he always had a very good method to what he did. Yeah, and in this movie, what I loved the most about the Joker was that in the end he won. He In the end, the Joker won. The Joker's the Joker. He is not out to. He is not out purely as a mass murderer or whatnot. He just had one point to prove that anyone can be corrupted, even someone like Batman. And here's where, like I said, the script the script was very strong in The Dark Knight compared to the Joker 2019 movie. So when you have a good actor in a bad surrounding, it's very easy to stand out. Or in a by relatively speaking, when you have a good actor in a very good surrounding, it is very hard to stand out, and this is why Heath Ledger's Joker is arguably perhaps the best Joker in cinema. Okay, now speaking about the rest of the movie, Christian Bale nailed it. Aaron Eckhart, man, that he absolutely nailed it. He absolutely nailed it. Even the girl that played Rachel, apparently it was not what's that? Yeah, it was not Katie Holmes. It was someone else. Nailed it. Not as much as I would like not as emphatic as the performance, but good enough. Okay, what else? The special effects. I'm not too like listen, in a Batman movie. I'm not too like, yes, if they're bad special effects, of course I'll have problems with it. But I'm not that gung ho about the I'm not that bothered with the special effects because I'm much. This is one of the reasons I like Batman Begins so much. It had very good storytelling. This is kind of the reason I even like the Godfather movie, or at least the first one. Um, uh, Good lord, the second one on my DVR, 4 hours and 30 minutes. How much can I watch? So yeah, so like I just got done watching the first hour, and okay, listen, I am not like Peter Griffin who says he did not care for the Godfather. Yes, okay, you know what? I'll talk about the Godfather in another movie. Just let's just say no, I don't say it's the best movie of all time. Like sorry, Avengers Endgame way better than the Godfather. But then again, Avengers Endgame had it had a pedigree. The Godfather didn't have a pedigree. Okay, The Dark Knight better than the Godfather. Straight up, there is no debate. Okay, so I've talked enough about Heath Ledger, and okay, so the rest of this movie, the script was very solid because it showed it showed that Batman for once is struggling and is a like he's getting outmaneuvered, and that's why people love Batman so much. He is not someone who's indestructible. Yes, he has a lot of money. Yes, he has a lot of training and a lot of gadgets. But he also gets outmaneuvered, and he has to play the game to outmaneuver his opponents. This Okay, not as much in the first movie, but in the first movie he just injects a serum and then finds a Ra's al Ghul or whatever. In this movie, if you see indirectly, like even when Heath Ledger was acting, even when Two Face was recovering, even when the Joker went to the hospital, indirectly, this is another thing where I'm talking about the script. Implicitly, implicitly, it was it was just to drive home this point that even someone like the Batman is corruptible. So Look, to be honest, I have nothing bad to say about this movie. I really don't. I really don't. Like, even I'm sorry, in a movie where, like, you could have, you listen, you could have had Heath Ledger's character, you could have had the Joker played by, I won't say someone that's bad, but someone who was not as convincing. Okay, the movie would still be good. Okay, because the movie had the scores, the lighting, the tone, the script, okay, the emotional attachment, you name it. Everything you can expect from a movie like this. And no, no. If you expect comedy from this type of movie, something's wrong with, like, something's wrong with your perception of the world. I'm sorry, but yes, almost everything you can expect from a movie like this, it delivers. So if you had someone else play the Joker, it would have worked. It didn't have to be Heath Ledger. But the fact that this movie worked so well, and you had the acting of Heath Ledger as the Joker, this is a solid 10 out of 10 movie. Ladies and gentlemen, whoever tells you The Dark Knight is overrated, okay, I'm sorry, there is something wrong with even how they view the world subjectively. Okay, listen, The Dark Knight, if it's not one of the, like, if it's not, it's definitely up there as one of the greatest movies in Hollywood. It's definitely up there. And me personally, I cannot wait to see The Dark Knight Rises. Unfortunately, PlayStation View is shutting down their service, so I am going to slowly. I have a few movies set for my DVR. Set my DVR. I have the some of the X-Men movies. I have The Godfather 2. I have the first two Iron Man movies. Once I finish them, I am going to close my PlayStation View, and I'm going to switch over either to the Disney Plus, or most likely Disney Plus, because Netflix, because I don't know, like, you can get a lot of stuff in Hulu as well, like, especially the stuff I enjoy, like, because I'm mostly into, like, cartoon shows and movies. The occasional specials here and there, but mostly cartoon shows and movies. So I'm gonna get that Hulu Disney Plus type of thing, a Disney Plus package. All right, so me personally, I give this a 10 out of 10. So, and like I said, I cannot wait to watch the Dark Knight Rises. Now I'm very intrigued to see how this trilogy ends. I mean, listen, this is a trilogy that got an enormous amount of attention from South Park. Enormous. Even into their video games, references were made to this trilogy. Scarface did not get that kind of attention. The Godfather didn't get that type of attention. Okay, Dragon Ball Z didn't get that kind of attention. Okay, Fist of the North Star, no. Okay, all these stuff, it didn't. But this, the Dark Knight trilogy did. So this tells you, like, how great of a movie this was. And I'm sorry, people who say this is comparable to the Black Panther, no, 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 no. The Black Panther is like a the Black Panther to the Dark Knight is like a, how would I put it? Is like a shrub to an oak tree. The Black Panther is the shrub. Alright, let me know what you thought about this movie in the comment section below. And always hit that like, subscribe, bell notification button. It's your boy Tanveer Saad, Bengal Dragon signing out.